Kaiju fans, I, the Horror Mizumani G, brings to you perhaps the greatest kaiju team-up of all time. First, introducing from Monster Island, he is the king of all monsters, the mighty Godzilla! And his partner from Skull Island. He is the eighth wonder of the world, King Kong. And now, get ready as I review Legendary's MonsterVerse latest entry, called Godzilla X Kong, The New Empire. Now, let's go kick some Scar King ass.
Y'all ready for this? Once again, it is me, the Horror Mizumani.
Now, Godzilla X Kong, The New Empire is a 2024 American monster film. It is directed by Adam Wingard. It was written by Terry Rosario, Sam Bartlett, and Jeremy Slater. It is the fifth film in Legendary's MonsterVerse film series. Now, the film stars Rebecca Hall, Brian Tree Henry, Dan Stevens, Kaylee Huddle, and Fala Chen. Now, in this film, after Kong encounters more of his species in the Hollow Earth, he must unite with Godzilla to stop their tyrannical leader, known as the Scar King, from taking over both worlds. That's right, it's time to kick some Scar King ass, gentlemen. Now, I'm pretty sure most horror fans know that I'm not a real kaiju fan. I was never really a Godzilla fan, but I'm sure most kaiju fans know about the backlash that the 1998 monster film Godzilla received, especially from Godzilla fans in Japan who dubbed the film Zilla so much they hated this particular film. I mean, I really didn't like it at all. Matthew Broderick in a monster film? Please, who would believe that? And no one did. Now we have American film studio Warner Brothers, along with American film production company Legendary Pictures, with their MonsterVerse film series featuring Godzilla and, of course, King Kong. Now, since debuting with Godzilla in 2014, the MonsterVerse franchise has had success at the box office, as all four films in the series have grossed over $2 billion worldwide. Of course, we also have the Skull Island animated series that appeared on Netflix, and then we have Monarch, Legend of Monsters, that appeared on Apple TV earlier this year. So they've really actually done a fantastic job with their MonsterVerse film series. Now, while most of the films have been praised by the critics, most Godzilla fans feel that the series doesn't have the spirit of the Godzilla films that were produced by Toho, Godzilla's creator. They feel as though none of the Godzilla films, especially, I believe, Godzilla King of the Monsters, they don't have any of the spirit that those Godzilla films that we saw back in the 60s and early 70s. Now, like I said before, I was never really a huge Godzilla fan. When it comes to kaiju films, most people know that I was into like Ultraman, the Space Giants, and Johnny Sokko and his flying robot. There was only a couple of Godzilla films that I did enjoy. I think it was Destroy All Monsters, and I believe was Godzilla did that little team up with, I forgot the team up that he'd had with another guy that looked like Ultraman. I can't remember the name. That's one of the only two Godzilla films I really truly enjoyed. Which brings us to Legendary's latest entry in their franchise. This is the fifth film. It was directed by film director Adam Wingard, who actually directed Godzilla vs. Kong. This time it's Godzilla X Kong, The New Empire. Now, taking place a few years after Kong and Godzilla defeated Mechagodzilla, Kong maintains his territory on Hollow Earth while Godzilla keeps the other Titans in line on Earth. They have their own separate places that they guard. And like I said before, we don't know how long this is going to maintain because if Kong ever goes back up to Earth, Godzilla more likely will attack him. Now, an unidentified signal coming from Hollow Earth starts a change of events which involved Jaya, the last survivor of the Kiwi tribe that's of Skull Island, to start having hallucinations. She's having these weird hallucinations while in school, while sleeping in her home. She dreams that she has these weird hallucinations, kind of show flashbacks of her past, how maybe she got to Skull Island. We don't know that for sure, but that's one of the things that we see that Jai has. Meanwhile, Godzilla goes into attack mode when he starts sensing these signals, and Kong also discovers a sinkhole revealing an uncharted region of Hollow Earth. So Jai, along with her adopted mother, Dr. Irene Andrews, remember her from Godzilla vs. Kong, Titan veterinarian trapper, and podcaster Bernie Hayes, all head to Hollow Earth, trying to find out where the signal is coming from. Now, they soon discovered the source of the signal, which leads to the truth about Kong's relative, some secrets about Hollow Earth, and a dangerous new threat known as the Scar King. Ooh. Now, the one thing I know most Godzilla fans didn't like or don't like about the MonsterVerse film series and also critics are the human characters, as we believe they don't add that much to the story. No, well, I didn't have a problem with the human characters in Godzilla or Kong Skull Island. That criticism mainly comes from that criticism from the franchise comes from Godzilla King of the Monsters, as many people felt the human characters were flat and cliched. They said the same thing with Godzilla versus Kong, was they felt as though while the film was much better than Godzilla King of the Monsters, as everyone did enjoy seeing Hollywood's two favorite monsters going after each other, but didn't care that much at all about the human characters again. Now, I believe for the first time, I believe everyone will enjoy the human characters in this film, I believe, since Kong Skull Island. That's because, unlike King of the Monsters, where they just stand there and looking in awe while the monsters are fighting each other, the human characters play an important part of the story. They're mostly sort of the focal point of the story. You know, unlike the especially King of Monsters, where we see Millie Billy Brown, she's just looking at awe while Godzilla and Ghidorah fight each other, or we see other people in the particular film, in that particular film, just looking while Godzilla and the other monsters are destroying everything, but they really don't add any focus into the story. Here they actually do. I really love the interaction that we get between Trapper and Bernie Hayes as we get some good laughs from their banter back and forth. And that's because Brian Tree Henry and Dan Stevens have great chemistry together, and most of the jokes that they tell land very well. You know, a couple of times we had a good laughs. Obviously, you're going to get very good laughs from Brian Tree Henry. He's such a very good comedic actor. And Dan Stevens, like I said, they had great chemistry together. I really did enjoy their performance in the film. I really did enjoy Rebecca Hall. She's a very good actress, and she's good at this as well, even though she really doesn't dominate the film like she does. As basically her performance in the film mostly deals with her relationship with Jai, especially when they make an awesome discovery during their investigation of the signal. So it's basically about her relationship with Jai and what she wants best for her. That's what her part in the film is. Just like with almost every film Legendary has, it's mainly about the kaijus, the monsters, and the filmmakers once again did a fantastic job of how Kong looks, as I believe this film is more about him than Godzilla. Now, yeah, Godzilla is in the film and he does make his presence felt, but you believe this even though he gets top billing, this film is more about Kong than it is Godzilla. And I believe some people might not like that because it's Godzilla X Kong, but we have more of King Kong. We have more of Kong in this film than we do of Godzilla. But don't worry, Godzilla does get his place in this film. Like, I'm sure people will be getting Planet of the Eight vibes when Kong makes his discovery regarding his relatives, along with his interactions with Baby Kong, who is named Suko in the credits. It's like you're watching this film and say, wait a minute, am I watching Planet of the Apes? Where's Caesar? I thought this was a Godzilla and Kong film, not Planet of the Apes. Yeah, because you get that vibes in here, but I believe that's kind of more, like I said before, it's more about Kong's past, learning about his past, where he comes from. And I believe the film is focusing more on that because we basically know enough about Godzilla at this point right now. But what really drives the film is the cinematography, as Ben Sorensen and his crew really did a good job on Hollow Earth. I love the color schemes they use on certain parts of Hollow Earth, from the luscious green that we see in this film, some of the volcanoes and the fire and the orange like fire that we see in parts of the film, and the dark gray areas of the film. I won't reveal what they are, but those who have seen the film know what I'm talking about. And I actually thought they did a very fantastic job on the cinematography and how the film looks, how Hollow Earth, I think, is the best I've seen Hollow Earth look so far since since they first discovered it and Godzilla versus Kong, as opposed to here. And of course, the fight scenes between the kaiju's are excellent, just like the fight scenes we got with Godzilla versus Kong, as the monsters go out in some nice set pieces. There's a scene that takes place right around the third act of the film, which I thought it was filmed very well. I thought all the monsters involved did a pretty good job in this particular film. Yes, there are some other monsters. I won't say who. People who have seen the film know what I'm talking about. There are other monsters in this particular film, but I won't spoil who they are. If I were to rank this along with the others in this series, I actually would put this second, with Kong Skull Island being the first. And this is a very good kaiju film. I really did enjoy this particular film. Now, don't get me wrong, it's not nothing earth shattering. It's not going to change. I don't think it's really going to change anyone's mind. And it's definitely not Godzilla minus one. But I believe some Godzilla fans, maybe not all, but some Godzilla fans will enjoy this film, because I believe Legendary went out their way this go around when it comes to their MonsterVerse series. So I'm going to give Godzilla X Kong the New Empire 4 out of my 5 bloody gold coins. Yeah, I really did enjoy this particular film. You got some good fight scenes with the kaiju's. I really did enjoy the human aspects of it. All the actors did a fantastic job. The film looks very excellent, very well. Like I said, it's not the best monster film I've seen. It's probably not. Definitely doesn't even come close to Godzilla minus one. But like I said, I believe some Godzilla fans, probably not all, but some Godzilla fans will enjoy Godzilla X Kong, the New Empire. So there you have it, my kaiju fans. That is my review and video for Godzilla X Kong. I will hope you did enjoy it. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, like, and share. It really helps out with that YouTube algorithm. Have you seen this excellent kaiju movie? Leave your comments in the comment section below and what you thought about the film. Also, if you're new here, please hit that subscribe button, ring that notification bell. That way you'll be notified anytime when I put a new video such as this one. Once again, my name is Lamont Smith, better known as the Horror Miser Monty G. And always remember that horror rules. And I see you in my next video. That guys, stay safe out there.